Alright, this is your man Ben Carson, and I'm back here again at the Black Suite Tonight channel. Alright, and as I always do it, I come with episodes that put smiles across the face of every black person, no matter where you are, in Africa or anywhere across the globe. And today I'm here with a big news that is in town. I know you are very much aware of what is going on, the brouhaha about this lady who is taking Africa to the world. I'm talking about DR.NGOZI. Now, I know when I made mention of Ngozi, those that love Nigerian movies and African folklore and fairy tales are thinking about this lady. Ha! That lady that always run into the house with fight if you've been watching a Nigerian movie. But no, I'm talking about somebody else. Someone who has been to all of it. In fact, she has 14 honorary awards from 11 universities across the globe. And I'm telling you, these universities are not just universities. I'm talking about Yale University. And well, I can talk about the one that everybody is saying, but I want to tell you about one of the best universities that is also in Africa. Bangkok University, you've probably heard about it. She has been there too. In fact, this lady is an embodiment of something that maybe you can't describe with intellectual words. But today I'm going to tell you a little bit about her, and the rest, man, it's up to you. You got to do your own research also and find out why everybody is talking about this lady. Alright, so now let me start with where this lady is actually coming from, or what has actually put her in the limelight in this week in particular. Now, this lady has set to be the first lady and the first African to be the Director-General of the World Trade Organization. Now, when I talk about the World Trade Organization, I'm not talking about how you go to your local market and just go and buy a goat or a dog. I'm talking about vessels, ocean liners that are traveling on the ocean with huge amounts of cargo, traveling between China, America, and everywhere else. So she is going to have all these things. Now, if you come across any vessel, think about this lady. She has set to be, in fact, she is a trailblazer, just cutting lines for people to follow all over her life. And so we are going to tell you more about it, how it even came about, and why she has become actually the first lady and the first African to head the World Trade Organization. Now, it all started in the year 1954 when the father, professor, in fact the father was a professor and also the chief of the Okugwa traditional area or council, as you always say it, in Delta State. The father was a chief and also a professor. When this father thought of I have so many children, let me think of giving birth to a lady. And then all of a sudden this lady just came out. And she didn't know that she was going to be an embodiment of something so special. And now she came, of course, daddy had a lot of money. Yeah, you can't take it out. The father was a chief and a professor, of course. Even if not in the higher class, she was in the middle class. So daddy did his best to take the daughter to some of the best primary schools and high schools that you can think of in Nigeria, man, including this one. No, I mean, not this one, that one. Good, you see it? Yeah, that's the school that she was there. So, she went to this school, you can even see it, it's good. At least it's better than where you went, isn't it? You are laughing. So, then, and that's just by the way. So, she went to one of the best, not one, some of the best high schools and that you can think of. And so somewhere in 1971, this lady thought of, well, daddy, I've taken enough here. Let me just go and have a few of what they call about it. So she arrived at Harvard University. And I'm going to tell you something special about this lady. She went to read economics, right? Now, in America, they have ways of grading distinction. In Africa, maybe we just say, you graduated with distinction. In America, we have grades in distinction. Now, she got something that is called magna cum laude. It is a Latin word, and I'm going to tell you what it means. It means among the great. If you doubt me, go and pick a Latin book if you have one. So that's the meaning. So it means she got the extension within the extension. So she was that good, and she graduated the bachelor degree in AB economics. I mean, with distinction. I've said it several times, so by now you should know. So she graduated with distinction in economics. Now, it didn't end there. She went to MIT. Yeah, you were scared, isn't it? She went to MIT to do what is called regional economics PhD. As a 1981, bear in mind I said she was born in 1954. Man, how old was she? Do the math. My math is no good. If my mind was good, I'll probably be her classmate. You never know. So that is it. What I'm trying to say is that this lady got her PhD while she was still in her 20s. 1981, she got the PhD in MIT. So apart from economics, regional economics, that lady can fix anything internet, anything technology, anything IT. Your Wi-Fi is broken, give her a call. She'll come and fix it for you. So that's the lady. She got economics, internet, and all IT world. And speaking about IT world, now let me jump straight into some of her career portfolio, man. It baffles me. In fact, I will tell you about the career portfolio, then I'll tell you about some of the awards, and you get to know that the noise is not for nothing. This lady deserves all the brouhaha that's going on. Now, this lady has said to be the first lady to serve in Nigeria as finance minister in 2 separate terms under 2 separate governors. Now, I'm talking about 2003 to 2006 under President Olusegun Obasanjo. She was a finance minister then. And in that administration, her first, I would say, her maiden finance ministerial position, she was nominated as the finance minister of the year. Now, think about that. In the whole world, not Africa. Even if it's in Africa, it's just like the whole world. I'm telling you, Africa is one of the best. Continent, rich, educated, and populated. So she happened to be the best there. She's the best everywhere in the world. But now I'm talking about globally. So this lady became the best finance minister globally in the world. You can read about it. It's all over everywhere. So that was the first that stood her up. Now, in also 2011 to 2015, this lady also served under President Goodluck Jonathan's government, also as finance minister. Now, something interesting. Now, remember this lady went to MIT. Now, she tried to bring her MIT-ship into the governance, and this is what she did, and it's so impressive. Now, she set up something called IFIS and IPIS, and something called MEFIS. Now, all these are abbreviations for what is termed as integrated payroll system, integrated financial system, that is said to put all employees into an electronic system. So, in so doing, she was able to eliminate about 62,000 ghost names. Now, when I tell you ghost names, maybe you those from the West, you don't know what I mean by ghost names. There's no zombies. I'm not talking about zombies. I'm talking about people who have their names on government payroll list, but are not actual people who existed, and salaries go to them every month, sometimes even weeks. They get their salaries before even the real people get it. So this lady brought this financial system, and I'm talking about Nigeria. Man. Okay, so this lady brought this system into Nigeria and eliminated over 62,000 ghost names, and actually was able to save the government over $1.2 billion. Now think about what that money can do for you. Just start thinking about it. What are you thinking of? Can get me this car? Oh no, the house. Oh gee. So yeah, it can get me that, and even that's my child, his child. Yeah, all of them. So it can actually sponsor all of them. So you see what I mean? So that is it. This lady was able to save the government. Now let me talk about some of her international roles. This lady has served as World Bank second in command, I would say. She has been with the World Bank for 25 good years. 25! If I work for World Bank for just 5 years, that's a portfolio and a career on its own. She has worked there for 25 good years at the World Bank. And now let me talk about some of the awards. Now, this lady has been nominated by, now listen to these magazines that I'm going to mention. Now, I know if I tell you to mention one of the best magazines in the world, you'll probably mention Forbes. Even if you don't, you'll mention Times. Now, Times, Forbes, and any magazine you can think of among the top 10 have all nominated her at least twice as one of the most 100 influential people on the world or across the continent. Some have nominated as one of the 73 intellectuals that are so influential around the world. And all these magazines have nominated her at least twice. Forbes has nominated her from 2011 to 2014 as among the most 100 influential people across the globe. So actually this lady has built a career and a portfolio that goes right in front of her. And that is why in June 2020, the president of Nigeria, His Excellency Buhari, nominated her as Nigeria's nominee for the World Trade Organization Director-General. Yes, it was a bold step. Not everybody can do that, but she was nominated for that. And now, that was a tight contest. And let me tell you what happened. So, she went through all the processes, qualified to the final, and she was going there with Yo Myung-hee. Now, when I mentioned that, you probably is thinking about Korea, you're right. So, she is from Korea, and this lady had the backing of notorious Donald Trump. I know. The Americans needed to back someone who would succeed. And so now, even though Dr. Okonjo-Iweala was supported by the whole of the European Union and of course Africa and our allies, so everybody was supporting her, but we needed that last stage from America. And yeah, Donald Trump is Donald Trump. He isn't going to give it to you. You gotta fight for it. So anyway, so change of government came, America was having their own sort of crisis then, and Biden and Harris came, and Harris is also, pro-black, so you see what happened. So Harris is pro-black, and of course, Biden's friend is Obama. You know where it's going, you see where it's going, right? So now, Obama and Biden talked probably, and Harris also talked probably, and so they just pick a phone call and so Yo Myung-hee. Alright, so you see what's happening? I bet you have to reconsider, you see what I'm saying? So now it says that they talked to Yo Myung-hee and she backed off. So she stepped down. But take it from me, this is my own words, right? So if you are probably competing with a lady with such portfolio, Yo Myung-hee actually got the balls to come this far. I would have resigned like a long time. So anyway, Yo Myung-hee, that's not you. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, she's Ngozi and you are Yo Myung-hee. Okay. So Ngozi finally became the only contestant in the race. And so March 1st, that was Monday, she became the the first Black African and the first woman to head to the World Trade Organization Director-General's office. Now, something interesting, and that is the reason why I'm also very fascinated and very excited about this. Now, this lady was expected to be in Western attires. This lady says, I'm bringing Africa to you. She was in her wonderful and beautifully made abada. Now, when I talk about abada, I'm talking about the African fabric. Right, so she has some for headband, and she has some for the blouse, what we call the slit. She has some for the down, what you call the skirt. And she was everything, even the back was fabric. So this lady had African jewelries all over. And she is the embodiment of what we talk about when we talk about Africa. She has Africa at heart, and she wants to make the change that we've been looking at. So I'm taking to African women, I'm talking about Africans, I'm talking about blacks, that we have a lady that has made history. And so if you are thinking about how you are going to make impact, think about the sky and think about beyond it. That is where you can actually reach. So today, this episode is about Dr. Ngozi, who has been making the headlines. And I didn't want to bore you, but that is all the information you can get. But if you want to know more about her awards and some of the agencies that she has been chairing and heading proud to this, now you can actually visit this link that will pop up on your screen, and you can also subscribe and hit the bell button so that when my next episode drop in, you'll be the first one to watch it. Can you believe that? The first to watch our next episode. So until then, See you when I see you. Catch you with another one.